Laborer walks in and asks, "Brother, can I get the $1 meal?" The owner replies, "Of course, we serve a $1 meal here. Please have a seat over there." The laborer smiles and takes a seat. Watching this, a lady says, "You never told me you were shutting down your cafe." The owner looks surprised and says, "When did I ever say I was closing my cafe?" The lady replies, "The way you're selling meals for just $1, your cafe will be out of business by tomorrow." The owner smiles softly and says, "Oh, this deal isn't mine." Then he begins telling an old story. One day, a young man came to me and asked, "Excuse me, are you the owner of this cafe?" I said, "Yes, I am. How can I help you?" The stranger replied, "Actually, I'd like you to start a $1 meal program here." I said, "But if I sell meals for $1, I'll suffer a huge loss." "I'm sorry, but I can't do that." Then the young man said, "Don't worry about the money. I'll take care of that." As he said this, he pulled out a bundle of cash and handed it to me. I took the money and said, "All right, if you're covering the cost, I have no problem doing it." And that's how the program started. Since then, my cafe has gained a good reputation, and I haven't lost any money either. The lady said, "There's one thing I don't understand. There are so many cafes in this city. Why did he choose this one?" The owner replied, "Honestly, I don't know. And to tell you the truth, I never even asked him." Just then, the same man walks into the cafe. The owner, who had just been praising him, introduces him to the lady. The stranger approaches the owner and says, "I came by today because I'll be leaving town for a week. I thought I'd drop off this week's money in advance." As he speaks, he takes out another bundle of cash and places it in the owner's hand. Curious, the lady asks, "There must be a reason behind this $1 meal program. Would you mind telling me what it is?" The stranger remains silent for a moment, then smiles. "You want to know why? Then listen. When I first came to this city from my village, I had almost no money in my pocket. One day, after walking for hours, I stopped at a large restaurant. I asked the owner, 'Sir, how much is a meal here?' The owner replied, 'One meal costs $80. Hearing that, I quietly turned around and started to leave. But he stopped me and asked, 'Hey, where are you going? Aren't you going to eat?' I lowered my head and said, 'No, sir, I only have $1. I can't afford to eat here.' After hearing that, he kindly said, 'That's all right. Give me your $1 and go enjoy your meal.' I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I immediately took out the only dollar I had from my shirt pocket and handed it to him. Then I went inside and ate. The next day, when I returned, there was a sign outside. When I read it, my eyes lit up. It said, 'From today onward, no laborer or poor person will go hungry. Every worker and needy person can get a meal here for just $1. And the reason we charge $1 is so everyone can eat with dignity and self-respect.' I told the owner, 'Sir, what you're doing is truly wonderful.' He smiled and replied, 'No one should ever have to sleep hungry.' I gave him my $1 and he welcomed me inside. After that day, I never went hungry again in this city. That very day, I promised myself that when I had money someday, I would do something for struggling people just like he did. But when my good days finally came, I learned that he had sold the restaurant and moved away. So I thought, why not begin at the very place that inspired me? There are many laborers, rickshaw drivers, and poor families around this area. For just $1, they can fill their stomachs while keeping their dignity intact." Hearing his story, the lady's eyes fill with tears. She says, "What you're doing is truly noble. I'm sure you'll be rewarded."